The USS Virginia was the lead ship of the Virginia-class battleships, and it was a significant vessel in the history of the United States Navy. The ship was constructed in Newport News, Virginia, and it was commissioned in May 1906. After a period of operations along the northeastern coast of the United States, Virginia traveled to Havana, Cuba, in September 1906. The ship returned to Cuban waters in March and April 1907, and it later participated in ceremonies commemorating the 300th anniversary of the English settlement at Jamestown, Virginia. In December 1907, Virginia was part of a fleet of U.S. battleships that embarked on a historic voyage around the world. The ship traveled to South America, the west coast of the United States, Hawaii, the Philippines, Japan, China, Ceylon, and ports in the eastern Mediterranean before returning to Hampton Roads, Virginia, in February 1909. Between February and June 1909, Virginia underwent repairs and modifications that resulted in a significant transformation of its appearance. These included the addition of a new cage foremast and a change in its color scheme from the original white and buff to the modern battle fleet's gray. In addition to conducting routine operations along the Atlantic coast of the United States and in the Caribbean region, the ship made visits to France and England in late 1909. It also tested coaling techniques at sea in 1910 and received a second cage mast during that period. In 1913 and 1914, Virginia maintained a naval presence off the coast of Mexico, both before and during the U.S. intervention in Veracruz. When the United States entered World War I in April 1917, Virginia was undergoing repairs at the Boston Navy Yard and was not in active service. It returned to active duty in August 1917 and spent the remainder of that year and a significant part of 1918 training sailors for the expanding Navy. Subsequently, it operated as a convoy escort until the conclusion of the war in November. From December 1919 to July 1919, Virginia served as a troop transport, bringing over 6,000 war veterans back home from France. Following this assignment, it became inactive and received the hull number BB-13 in June 1920. The ship was decommissioned in August of the same year. In August 1923, USS Virginia was transferred to the War Department and was deliberately sunk in aerial bombing tests off the coast of North Carolina 1 month later. The USS Virginia was a significant vessel in the history of the United States Navy. It was the lead ship of a class of battleships that revolutionized naval warfare, and it served with distinction in both the Atlantic and Pacific theaters during World War I. The ship's sinking in 1923 marked the end of an era, but its legacy continues to inspire sailors and historians alike.